An imminent cosmic alignment conveys a crucial message, whose imperative nature and circumscribed temporal validity preclude an irreversible evolutionary opportunity if ignored. This discourse aims to unveil the root of your stasis, identifying it in a repetitive cycle that is not the result of chance, but of a silent negotiation with existence, whose cost has become unsustainable. The ancient wisdom conveyed here could represent the only key to breaking consolidated patterns before it is irrevocably too late, configuring itself not as mere self-help, but as a peremptory ultimatum from the universe. Authentic transformation is triggered when the inertia of the status quo becomes more burdensome than the intrinsic fear of change. Your presence here is the result of cosmic precision, a synchronicity guided by an inner resonance. The ancient Egyptians believed that Thoth, scribe of the gods, recorded only the catalytic moments of transformation, revealing the truth to predisposed individuals. You have therefore not come to this message by chance, but have been led to it for a specific reason, calibrated to your current configuration, your burden, and your doubts. Your soul is ready to receive this urgent call to awakening, a resonance that transcends logic and yearns for significant change. This time-sensitive exhortation, conceived for your current existential configuration, reflects who you are and who you refuse to be. The reason is clear. Your period of stagnation is over. The universe delivers a silent ultimatum, demanding that you free yourself from the repetitive cycle. Inertia is no longer a viable option. The unease you perceive is real and marks the beginning of a definitive choice. Your experiences have prepared you for this precise moment. The question is not why me, but why now? The answer is simple. This moment has an energetic expiration, and its transformative effectiveness is intrinsically linked to this phase of your journey. The version of you that exists now, with this burden and the stagnation, is the only one that can be reached by this message, a key perfectly calibrated for the lock that holds you captive today. In the next cycle, you will no longer be the same. Either you will have embraced the call by initiating movement, or you will have ignored it, and inertia will have further solidified. The window of opportunity for your current configuration is closing, as the universe offers the possibility but does not wait indefinitely. Ancient sages saw time not as a straight line, but as a continuous flow of portals. Certain windows of transformation open at specific moments, aligned with your inner readiness. Losing one does not mean total loss, but that specific opportunity, with the current energetic configuration, will not recur. The current ease and clarity are a gift with limited validity. Growth is a fundamental law of existence. Everything is in perpetual motion. Stagnation is equivalent to opposing the nature of the cosmos. This message is an invitation to flow again with life before life itself has to induce a crisis to force you into movement. The hourglass of your current destiny is running out of its last grains. The energy available for your transformation at the end of this year is extremely powerful, a high tide that can carry you far with less effort. If you choose to remain on the shore, you will have to cover the entire distance autonomously. The truth is that your most important decision is running out of time. This is not a threat, but an observation of universal mechanics. The door that now seems inviting will begin to slowly close, and what prevents you from crossing it is not a lack of capacity, but a silent negotiation with yourself. The universe is about to reveal the real cost of this internal negotiation. This waiting has a name: negotiation. You have become masters in the art of negotiating with reality, promising yourselves to act only when conditions are perfect, when you feel ready. It's a constant inner conversation that persuades you that procrastination is the safest choice. Do you recognize this pattern? The toxic relationship that will only end when you are stronger. The career change postponed while waiting for an ideal financial reserve. The personal project that will materialize when life is less chaotic. You remain on the precipice of decision, calculating the risks, without realizing that the greatest threat is not the leap, but paralysis. This attitude disguises itself as wisdom, but true wisdom, Mot, demands balance and righteous action, culminating in movement. What you practice is mere waiting, and waiting is often hidden fear. The familiar, even if deleterious, seems safer than the unknown. Deep down, you know you are scared, afraid of failing, of being judged, of discovering your incapacity. This fear holds you hostage, negotiating with life for guarantees it will never give you. This incessant haggling drains your vital energy, dissipated in justifying your inaction instead of being used to build the desired life. You become jailers and prisoners, convincing yourselves that the gates are locked when the key is in your pocket. The universe, in its infinite patience, observes this negotiation. But cosmic patience is not passivity. If the lesson is not learned through awareness, it will be taught through consequences. The real cost of your waiting is accumulating. Missed opportunities, lost connections, irreplaceable time. The universe is about to present you with the bill, revealing a simple and brutal truth about how change actually manifests. Your rational mind will struggle to accept it, but your soul already recognizes it. Nothing changes if nothing is changed. It's not philosophy, but pure mechanics, an undeniable law of cause and effect. If you persist in sowing the same seeds, you will reap the same fruits. Waiting for a miracle is a chimera. Transformation, the true quantum leap, can only be born from difference. From a new choice, an action, a thought. Change requires a different cause to generate a different effect. This truth is so direct that many try to evade it, when the answer has always been, for things to change, you must change. It is easier to complain about a familiar pain than to face the uncertainty of healing, which requires doing something new. Imagine your life as a computer program. If the source code is programmed to execute the same cycle of frustration, the program will execute it indefinitely. You are the programmers of your reality. Until you alter the internal programming, your life screen will display the same results. This truth is frightening because it puts all responsibility on your shoulders. It's more comfortable to believe you are victims. By accepting the brutality of change, you will feel immense liberation. If you are the cause, you are also the solution. There is a secret that subverts that logic, a method that wise individuals know to hack this system. It's not about superhuman willpower, but about understanding how your mind works and using its rules to your advantage. There is a way to initiate movement without visualizing the entire future path, and that way defies all teachings on safety and planning. From an early age, we have been taught to live in a distorted way, deluded that safety must precede the first step. But the universe does not operate that way. The lights will never turn on by themselves. Illumination, Ake, for the Egyptians, is not a gift for those who wait, but a consequence of movement. The light of each step only turns on when you step on it. The journey of self-transformation demands movement even in the most complete uncertainty. The universe does not respond to plans, but to initiated movement. The rational mind desires a complete map before embarking on the journey. But the soul's journey is not a car trip with a GPS. It is an exploration where the map is drawn with each step. Waiting for total clarity before acting is the recipe for eternal paralysis. Clarity is not the starting point, but the reward for the courage to begin without it. Think of any skill learned. You didn't wait to know everything to start. Mastery was forged in practice. Personal transformation follows the same principle. You don't become courageous to then act, but you act even with fear, and courage is born from that act. The universe awaits your signal, ready to conspire in your favor, but it needs a clear sign of your commitment. That sign is not a desire or a plan, but your action, a small step in the direction of the life you wish to create. That first step sends a wave of energy into the cosmos, declaring your intention. And the most intriguing thing is that this first step, the most important, is rarely what you imagine. It is not a dramatic major change, but something much smaller. An internal decision, a subtle change of attitude that dismantles the old structure from within. The first step is not a great physical act, but a mental choice that prepares you for the true turning point. Reflect on the last time something truly changed in your life, a real and profound change. You will discover that it did not begin with a spectacular event, but with a silent decision, a moment when you stopped negotiating with reality and simply acted. It was the moment you said, "Enough." Decisive moments don't look heroic as they happen. They are terrifying, irrational, a leap into the dark. Your mind screams, listing all the reasons why it's a terrible idea. There are no trumpets blowing, no audience applauding, just you, fear, and a choice. However, in retrospect, you realize that those non-heroic moments were the only ones that truly defined your path. The only thing separating that act from continuous stagnation was a single impulse of will, a decision to honor your inner truth, even if the outside world called it madness. It was an act of faith in something you couldn't yet see. Most of us wait for an epical occasion, a clear sign, a wave of courage to push us to action, but change rarely happens that way. It arises in quiet, solitary moments of decision. It's the choice not to call that person, to enroll in that course, to say no when everything in you was programmed to say yes. It is these small acts of rebellion against your patterns that create the greatest revolutions, and the truth is that you are facing one of those moments right now. Life is presenting you with a choice disguised as an online text. You can treat it as passing information, or recognize it as an invitation to your non-heroic moment. You are about to discover your act of will, the small decision that has the power to change everything. And for this you must understand the currency the universe demands in exchange for your freedom. Imagine your life as a train stopped at a station. You are on the platform with a golden ticket and your desired destination. You know you have to get on, but you hesitate, observing. You wait for the perfect moment, absolute certainty. And while you wait, immersed in paralyzing analysis, others, perhaps less prepared but more decisive, board. The whistle blows, the doors close, and the train departs, and you remain on the platform alone, clinging to your perfect plan, to your now useless ticket. You have chosen certainty over growth. The universe now tells you that risk is not an obstacle to eliminate, but the price of the ticket, the currency for your evolution. You cannot eliminate it, only decide if you are willing to pay it. The message is, the only thing preventing you from boarding this train is not a lack of courage, preparation, or resources. It is your refusal to pay the price. You want transformation, but you don't want to give up who you are today. And what is the price? Your current identity, the most precious thing you possess. The price is to abandon the person you have been until now, the stories, the traumas, the limitations. It is to become beginners again, embrace the unknown, allow yourselves to be vulnerable. It is the symbolic death of your old self, so that the new can be born. This is true alchemy, and it comes at a cost. You cannot carry old baggage to the new destination. You must leave it on the platform. The refusal to pay this price keeps 99% of people trapped. The train is leaving, and life moves with or without you. The cruelest part of waiting is not daily frustration, but a truth that reveals itself over time. The window for certain decisions closes forever. Life is a river in continuous motion, a train that doesn't stop for long. While you stand on the platform calculating, the world around you moves. Today's opportunities vanish tomorrow. People move on, and the energy conducive to change shifts. One day, you will realize with a punch to the gut that the decision you hope to be ready for is no longer available. The door has closed, the train has left. Nothing is more painful than regretting a missed opportunity. All your preparation without execution becomes sophisticated procrastination. Your prudence, once a virtue, turns out to be your greatest prison. You have built the bars, accustomed yourselves to the security of the cell. The outside world is frightening, unpredictable, and so you convince yourselves that it is better to remain in your dissatisfaction than to risk the uncertainty of freedom. But freedom is not the absence of fear. It is acting despite fear. It is choosing growth instead of comfort. It is choosing to truly live instead of merely existing. What if there was a way to break those bars now? Not with an elaborate escape plan, but with a single action, so simple that your mind would deem it insignificant. What if the key wasn't outside, but had always been in your pocket? The truth is that the only thing holding you captive is your belief that you are. It's a mental illusion, an agreement with yourselves. To break that agreement, you don't need more time, money, or courage. You need only one thing: a decision. A decision to stop negotiating with fear and give yourselves permission to move. And that decision is the true price of movement. To progress, to get on the train of your transformation, you must surrender to the negotiation with fear. Declare an end to excuses, to waiting for an external sign. Renounce the childish need for permission. No one will come to save you. Permission can only come from within. The biggest trap on the spiritual path is believing you have to feel ready before acting. Clarity does not precede action. It is a result of action. The map of your new life unfolds as you walk. The operational order for manifesting a new reality is an ancient and powerful principle, the opposite of what most people do. First comes the unwavering decision, an internal and absolute choice that change will happen regardless. It's a total commitment with no plan B. Burn the bridges with your past. Only after this decision does clarity begin to manifest. When you truly commit, the universe reorganizes reality around you to align with your new frequency. The right ideas emerge, the right people appear, resources become available. But none of this happens while you have one foot in two camps, one in decision and the other in doubt. The universe responds to the clarity of your intention, and intention only becomes clear through decision, and your decision must be made before the end of this year. This is not an arbitrary deadline. An energetic portal is closing, a cycle is completing. Making this choice now carries immense power. It's like using the last wave of the year to push yourself onto the beach of 2026. If you miss this wave, you will have to wait for a new tidal cycle, and the energy will not be the same. The choice is yours. Use this force to your advantage or struggle against the current next year. You are on the threshold. The negotiation must end. The internal dialogue that keeps you paralyzed must be silenced by an act of pure will. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now. Your future life awaits your present decision. And this decision is not a big event, but a final act of choice, a decisive vote that will determine the course of everything that comes next. In this moment, you are no longer a passive spectator. You have been placed in a state of ultimate choice. You can feel the weight, the definiteness of this moment, and it is not a threat, but a solemn invitation. A deep part of you knows that if you let this moment pass, something inside you will harden. A door will close with a silent and definitive click. The change your soul desires does not consist of becoming a completely different person overnight. True transformation is built through a series of small daily decisions where you consciously choose differently than yesterday. Today you choose not to complain. Tomorrow you choose to dedicate 10 minutes to your project. Then you choose to say no to something that drains your energy. Every small choice is a vote in favor of your new life. With each of these small victories, you break the hypnotic pattern of waiting. You begin to prove to yourselves that you can move without external permission. You don't need anyone's approval. And this proof, even if it starts small, begins to accumulate, building a new base of evidence, demonstrating that you are much stronger, more capable, and more powerful than the story you were telling yourselves. Thoth's message is a final, resonant call, an appeal for you to stop allowing fear to have the decisive vote in your life. Fear will always be there, whispering, but it can no longer be in control. You have spent too much time giving it the power to define your destiny. Now is the time to take back control, not with anger, but with a calm and firm decision. The time for waiting is over. The time for planning and doubting has expired. The time to be is now, to be the person who acts, who chooses, who honors their truth. Your choice in this moment will define not only your next year, but the entire next cycle of your life. The energy you set in motion now will create the foundations for everything that comes after. So the final question is not for me or for the universe. It is for you, standing before this portal with the train about to depart and the ticket in hand. What do you decide? Will you stay on the platform safe in your dissatisfaction, or will you take the step, pay the price, and embark on your soul's journey? The choice is yours. The power is yours. It always has been. What do you decide? Leave a like if this message resonated with you, subscribe to the channel to not miss the next insights, and comment with, "My moment is now," to affirm your decision. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, knowing that your presence and your choice are the very foundation of this mission. May your inner coherence be your inviolable lighthouse, guiding you towards the boldest and most limitless expression of your potential, and may abundance resonate with every truth of yours. See you soon.